We are still waiting for our first major upset in the 2022 college football season involving what is supposed to be a conference championship contending team. Let's not be surprised, though. The team that should have went down on this week one Saturday was Dave Doeren and NC State. East Carolina makes it oh so close at home in front of a record crowd. ECU falls short on a missed field goal at the gun. The NC State Wolfpack survived 21-20. Welcome to the Voice of College Football. Please like the video, share the videos out on social media, and subscribe. Here we go. NC State and East Carolina. Devin Leary, one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. The first quarterback in ACC history to throw at least 35 touchdown passes and 5 or less interceptions off of his game early. NC State off of its game early. They had a couple pre-snap penalties early in this football game. The East Carolina pass defense was right there with the receivers. The rush defense was strong. The rush defense for ECU was strong all the way throughout the game. Actually, when it comes to physical play, judging the two teams' athleticism, and again, physical play in the trenches, you couldn't tell that one was a top 15 team playing in a Power 5 conference and the other one is a group of 5 team that went 7-5 last year. It could not be told by watching the plays in the trenches. Now, North Carolina State's secondary made some really good plays in the first half of the game. In particular, Shaheem Battle with an interception and a couple key pass breakups, and I mean serious gifted pass breakups, breaking on the ball, what would have been long pass completions downfield, and taking aim on the football and breaking it up at the last second. Also, you had Tyler Baker-Williams with an interception on the first drive of the game. That was a tremendous athletic play on a fade. East Carolina's got this Keaton Mitchell. Can he run? Well, they set up his miles per hour measurement against a lot of very high standards. And as human beings go, yes, 22.6 miles per hour. He accounted for 73 yards. C.J. Johnson, East Carolina's leading returning receiver from 2021, had a nice day on the North Carolina State secondary. 6 catches for 90 yards after catching 35 passes last year. North Carolina State has lost its, of course, starting left tackle, who was a top 15 pick in the NFL draft. Also, its 2 top running backs from last year, Bam Knight, Zonovan White, and also Ricky Person, are gone. So they actually relied on a player in Demi Sumo Kanjabe, who had never carried the football before this season. And he went 14 carries for 79 yards and looks to be a player. Also, Jordan Houston in the mix for NC State. These guys breaking tackles, especially Sumo Kabanje, really impressive player, can both break through tackles based on physical style of play and also can make guys miss in the open field. But the most impressive player, taking everything into consideration, was Holton Ayers, the East Carolina quarterback. Ayers, 25 for 41, 261, 2 picks, 2 touchdowns. Doesn't tell the story. He took a hard hit, both from the front and from behind, sandwiched in the first half, had to leave the game for 1 series, came back strong. And he made some crazy-looking passes. I mean, he took some chances, but he had to. The NC State secondary was that good and that close on his receivers that he had to take chances, and he delivered the football on time and in tight windows repeatedly. And he also took off and ran with it. Not a great gifted runner by any stretch, but fast, elusive, strong runner, 57 yards rushing. That includes sack yardage, so he probably ran for 80, 85 yards on NC State. And it came down to this. NC State got a blocked punt, so they get a special teams play, and a top 15 team in the nation playing a group of 5 team that should be a good, solid team this year. 8 or 9 wins, you would think. 7-5 again last year. You would think that top 15 team from the ACC should run away with the game with a special teams play. And their punter, my goodness, the NC State punter, Shane McDonough, looks to be a top-level punter, consistently pinning ECU down deep. But 21-7 game turned into a tight 21-20 game as NC State or East Carolina came all the way back to make it 21-20. And then down the field they came with Holton Ahlers after a goal line stand when NC State tried to put it away. You could question the call there as Dave DOEREN opted to go for the touchdown and the bigger lead rather than kicking the field goal. We've seen that decision made by coaches here. Brett Bielema on Friday night at Illinois. So here comes East Carolina down the field. Ahlers, running, passing, doing it all. Okay, on a 4th and long, they call a draw play, and he makes defenders miss. He gets good yardage. He sets up the field goal that was going to be 54 yards, gets 12 yards back to make it a 42-yard field goal for Owen Daffer. Owen Daffer was the kicker last year, so he's got experience. But his accuracy from distance, not great. 1 for 3 from 40 to 49 yards last year, and he missed his 150-plus kick last year, and he pushed it, faded it right, didn't pull through the football all the way and get it straight, just let it fade, just missed it, and we could have had history at East Carolina knocking off NC State. But as it is, the Wolfpack survives 21-20. Your thoughts about the ACC race? Of course, this doesn't affect the ACC race, but for North Carolina State fans that are dreaming even beyond the ACC, this was a huge win. Also, a game that myself and others forecasted as a dark horse, wild card, possible upset throughout the offseason. We produced a video on it. Almost happened. NC State 21, East Carolina 20. Your thoughts about the ACC, North Carolina State, East Carolina as well. The Pirates looking good today right here at the Voice of College Football.